Hey everyone, my name is Chris Jenkins, and this is my 3D design portfolio, otherwise known as the Time Capsule. This is my first time working with three-dimensional sculpturing, and I had a blast doing it. This was one of the best series of projects that I've ever worked with. Tend to draw a lot of inspiration from the real world, things that I find pleasing to the eye, and things that I just really enjoy. And in this case, this would be my pet corgi, Max. Max is my best friend, my pride and joy. He is my heart, and that's what I try to work with all of my projects. Is I try to use things that I'm passionate about when I work with them. If I can't think of something, I'll go somewhere that really makes me smile, and there's always something there that I can use as inspiration. It doesn't have to be anything extravagant, it can be something simple. I'll make it into something extravagant as I work. It's always really hard to work with new materials, and this one was a kicker, but that's part of the fun of it, is when you work with something and when you have to put in a lot of work for it, it makes it so much more rewarding at the end. With this project, I had to use another resilient material, cardboard in this case, and it was also kind of a struggle because I have a lot of forms that you don't generally bend cardboard in without it crinkling up, so it was a challenge doing that. But you can always tackle those challenges early on if you have the right process. And my process is to think, sketch, create. I think about what I want to do, I sketch what I want to do, what I want it to look like, and then I work on creating it. I always start with a maquette though, because the maquette is where you're going to hit a lot of your problems. If you have any type of problem, you're going to realize it when you're starting on your maquette. The maquette is just a small figurine of it, a small model that looks as close to your final product as possible. In this case, I had to use one. It was made out of basically poster board, the maquette was, and I found out early on that it was going to be really hard to connect all of the lines, but in the end result, I think it worked out really well because I tackled those problems early on with the maquette. And then we come to this one. This one is a bittersweet one. The hug from Beetlejuice is one that was inspired by the time period that it was created in, which was close to Halloween, just after Halloween, and I had a blast with it. It was so much fun. But I was brand new to the whole idea of having to create an armature, which took me forever to actually get right. The best advice that I can give you, besides, working with things that you're passionate about, is have fun with it. This project, it was my first time working with plaster, and I had a blast because, you have to mix the plaster, and I love getting my hands dirty, and, mixing the plaster was a lot of fun. It was also a lot of fun to brainstorm how to do things. Now, with this sculpture, obviously, it doesn't look as refined as it should, but it was really interesting to try to figure out how I could incorporate some kind of unique texture that really fit the overall design of the sculpture. And I think doing the little dots along the arms was a way to make it look interesting, make it look like the whole piece was thought out cohesively, to me at least. But most importantly, I had fun with every step of this project. But as much fun as I had with this project, I also can look back at each one of those projects and see where I need to improve. Obviously, I'm not the greatest. This is my first time working with these. This sculpture in particular could be refined much better with better sanding, better grasp of how to layer plaster. But overall, it was an extremely fun project, and just time management is going to be my best friend moving forward. And big thanks to everyone who stopped by to watch. Big thanks to my professors who have been super helpful the entire time. Big thanks to my boyfriend who has been super supportive. And if you'd like to find more work by me, you can visit the website listed below where I post all of my progress. Take care, everyone. Stay safe.